Good evening. We call this meeting of the Urban Renewal Authority to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Dennehy, absent. Commissioner Gonzalez, absent. Commissioner Grantham,
Here.
Commissioner Jaquez,
Present.
Commissioner Hamrick,
Here.
Commissioner Reed, absent. Commissioner Reeser,
Here.
Commissioner Schmisher,
Here.
Commissioner A. Smith, absent. Commissioner B. Smith,
Here.
Chairman Payne.
Present. Thank you.
And I would note that we have Catherine Sellers, attorney, on Zoom.
I'm famous.
And with that, I would ask if we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would ask if there's any citizens requesting to speak to the Urban Renewal Authority. Doesn't look like we have anybody present. Okay, Ryan, we'll go with a review of the agenda and the consent agenda items.
All right. Consent agenda item 5A is the approval of minutes for the executive session on June 7th and the meeting on June 9th. 5B is to receive and file cash disbursements between May 6th and August 4th. And for Commissioner Hamrick's information, we did receive an invoice from the consultants that will be on the next round of disbursements. 5C is to approve the amendment to Unbridled Holdings redevelopment agreement for the Hotel St. Cloud. Originally had a construction date of June 30th, commencing construction by June 30th. This amended agreement changes that date to December 31st.
Okay, so it's just a change of date is all that is.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, any questions or comments on the consent agenda? I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the amended agenda and consent agenda with the addition of Commissioner Grantham as being a member of the board.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
We didn't have a July meeting? That is correct. Okay, so that Friday meeting was in June.
Oh, it was July 9th, not June 9th. I had to put in that it was a canceled meeting. That's all that was on there.
Okay.
It's just incorrect month on there.
Any other questions or
Or
discussion?
no, sorry. That would have been a training that you guys did. That's
Yeah,
what
it was a work
It
session.
was a work session. I apologize.
Okay.
That's what happens when I'm gone.
Yeah, there's a difference
the
between work
two, yeah.
session and a regular
It was-
meeting.
But I have to do
obviously, yeah.
minutes for him, so.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Any other questions, discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner Jaquez?
Aye.
Commissioner Hamrick?
Aye.
Commissioner Reeser?
Hi.
Commissioner Schmisher?
Aye.
Commissioner B. Smith?
Aye.
Chairman Payne.
Aye. Move on to the financial report. The treasurer give a financial report, please.
So the balance as of yesterday was $343,993.67. It looks like we have one outstanding expenditure for a self-inking stamp of $28.89, but that hasn't cleared the bank yet.
Thank you. We don't need a motion to approve the financial? I wouldn't think so. Okay. Just want to make sure. Move on to executive director report, please.
All right, members of the commission, we're continuing to move forward with the formation of the urban renewal and those additional steps, working on things on the city side to get reports changed to acknowledge when building permits are being pulled from within the urban renewal district to make it easily identifiable for the county assessor. Having some additional discussions around that and potentially setting up some follow-up meetings with the county assessor to make sure that we're all on the same page and how that should work going forward. Rick has been in contact with Pharisee Ford and continues those negotiations, as well as the Fremont National Bank building. And I believe that is it. We don't have any new projects in the pipeline from an urban renewal standpoint, but we do have some economic development projects that are working through the process that could potentially become urban renewal projects in the future.
Okay, any questions for Ryan?
I have a question about that last part in your report, where it said staff is working on setting up a follow-up meeting with the county assessor.
Mhm.
Can we loop in the school district personnel too, since the school finance act is so complex? Because she didn't attend the last meeting we had. She
Need to.
wanted to wait till closer to the assessment. Oh, I'm sorry.
So the question was, can we loop in the school finance director? I'd be happy to set up a separate meeting. I don't know if that discussion will be relevant necessarily for the school district, because we'll be getting into some of the weeds on the, as far as assessor's library and how things are assessed and calculated from that standpoint. But, when we get to that point, I'd be happy to reach out and
Okay.
see
I
if it
just-
makes sense for them to attend.
I'm just a little bit concerned that mill levy overrides and those sorts of things might be pulled into the URA, and they need to be
They
kept
shouldn't,
separate.
yeah,
So I
they're-
just want to make sure that she has a grasp of how that should look.
Okay, absolutely.
Thank you, Ryan.
And I see Pharisee has torn one building down, so they're in the process, which is good. Okay. Anybody else have any questions for Ryan and/or comments? Okay, entertain a motion to accept the executive director's report. How come we have it on here then? I didn't think we did, but you wrote it down here. I apologize. Okay. Never mind then. Rick, do you have anything?
Just regarding Pharisee and TZAC, we are internally doing what we can to understand all of the implications of property tax and sales tax. Sales tax is a big question when it comes to automobile dealerships. And so we're taking our time. Ben Pharisee is a very careful guy, very detail-oriented guy. So we're going through our due diligence to make sure that everything is as accurate as it can be. And then I'm working with our finance director also to create systems for future projects so that we can have a consistent manner of approaching property tax, sales tax, whatever the case may be, and be consistent throughout. So that's really what we have to report. We should have Pharisee probably pretty soon. We just need to hit some sales tax information, the legalities of it. We'll put it that way. We need the code, but
Okay.
we're getting close.
Any questions or comments to Rick? Okay.
So yes, just a comment that it would be awfully nice when we, as the authority matures, at some point, we're going to see income from the increase. And so it would be really nice to see that in a form that, what the base is, what the increase was by year or something like that, as we go, especially as we step through the years, to keep all of that in front of us to, help guide the board in their decision-making process.
We completely agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, and that's some of the additional due diligence that we're doing on the city side is, calculating the sales tax base and then the meetings with the assessor's office is to make sure that we're getting all those calculations, and everything's being calculated and distributed correctly.
Does the calculations of the sales tax base, that will not include internet sales, correct?
It is the sales tax base for physical locations within the urban renewal district.
Within the district, thank you.
Okay, anything else? Ryan, do you have anything else to add?
No.
Does anybody have anything? No further business coming before this board?
Oh, wait, you do have another item, but the discussion. Discussion for the draft policy for evaluating the urban renewal activities.
Okay. I got two agendas in front of me. Sorry.
I'm sorry. So at the July work session that was mentioned earlier, we discussed policies for the Urban Renewal Authority and how that procedure should move forward. In front of you, you have draft policies. We just wanted to have discussion tonight to make sure that we're on the right track here, and this reflects the discussion that we had. I know that I had received an email from Commissioner Smisher asking for some additional information to be included, kind of a highlight or overview of the urban renewal plan and how it incorporates into this policy. I'm hoping that I understood that correctly. So when we bring back the final policy, we'll have that additional information included.
Okay.
But happy to have any open discussion or questions.
Anybody got any questions and/or comments? Amy?
Just to clarify, and thank you so much for that, Ryan. When I was reading through this, it really seems like it was more of the process for evaluating the urban renewal activities as opposed to our policy. So when I went back to the overarching policy, I think it's 54 or 56 pages long. So I just thought having an opening chapeau that highlighted what our policy is when we're evaluating, and then this is the process that we would follow, would be a helpful or useful document for those who are interested in potentially applying for Urban Renewal Authority.
Okay. Anybody else got any comments, questions? Nothing? Okay. Now do we have anything else? Okay. I got the right agendas. I apologize for that. All right. No further business. We are adjourned.